A couple of weeks ago, we flew to Canada for one of Kevin's friends' weddings in Banff. I'd gone before with my family and was so excited to go back. The trip was short, only 4 days, though we definitely should have extended it, so we packed everything in our carry-ons. I will say we definitely severely underpacked. Even if the weather forecast says a high of 80 degrees, y'all, take my advice and pack for the winter too, especially if you're going on any early morning adventures. The weather in the mountains varies so much during the span of a day. Literally, it can be like 30 degrees in the morning and then 75 degrees in the afternoon. I was so close to packing my thin puffer and I didn't, and I was very much regretting my decision as soon as we arrived at the park. Not to mention, it was raining as well, so even with all of my layers, I was freezing. Can't forget the compression socks. I've been wearing them since I started my nursing career and have never turned back. I don't remember my feet swelling much on flights when I was younger, but definitely did when I was in university and we were traveling nearly every other week for games. And this girl has narrow feet, so I knew there was an issue when I started having trouble getting them back into my shoes after our flights. Then of course, face masks have to pamper after a long flight. And also bug repellent. I'm literally mosquito bait and have been wanting to try some more deep-free bug repellents. I still brought a little bottle of off spray just in case. Also bringing along my film camera for some nostalgic photos, as well as a couple hats for sun protection. Poor girl, she literally hates baths, but since we were sending her to her grandparents' home, I decided to give her a little grooming. Brushing her teeth is always a struggle as well, not because she dislikes it. I mean, she probably dislikes it a little bit, but she loves the taste of a toothbrush and just always wants to lick it off. So I can't go 5 seconds brushing her teeth without her tongue getting in the way. Sorry, did I say toothbrush? I definitely meant toothpaste. Anyways, enjoy this little bit of Bean. It's the only dog content I have for this vlog.
Wait. Let me see. Wait. Wait, you can't eat it yet. Let me see. Wait. Wait. Don't make me get the leash. Do I need to get the leash? Do I need to get the leash? No. Oh.
So I had a very bright idea to get my hair cut first thing in the morning before my flight. I went to this cute little salon recommended by a stylist I met on set, and my stylist Izumi here didn't disappoint. I haven't been to LaGuardia Airport in probably over a decade, and holy crap, did they get an upgrade. Okay, and I also had never ever been to an airport lounge, and oh my god, Amex Lounge was unreal. We had ourselves a little treat and a nice meal before our journey. This was our hotel in Calgary. I was actually so sad we were only here for one night because look at this place. It's beautiful. And bonus points because there was a steamer in the wardrobe, which was perfect for us to get our wedding attire ready the next morning. One of the things I definitely want in my future home is a soaking tub. Honestly, it's pretty hard to take a bath in like a shower tub situation. One, you can't lean down all the way, and two, my legs are too long and I often just don't fit in the tub. I also made Kevin take a bath and do a face mask after the long travel day too, and he thoroughly enjoyed it. It's wedding day! Bride and groom requested everyone take a rapid test on the morning of to keep everyone safe and healthy, which was totally fine by us. I helped Kevin with his test. It's very simple, but he said, "I'll let the nurse do it. Mind your ears. If you haven't heard an Asian dad sneeze, there's one coming." Actually, make that two. After waiting the 15 minutes and steaming the clothes, we decided to walk around downtown Calgary, checked out a little cultural museum, had some yummy dim sum before our drive to Banff.
Ready?
A few hours after we left the wedding, we drove to Moraine Lake. Yes, at 2 a.m. Thank you, Tanya, and your parents for taking us all because we definitely would not have been able to drive. I tell myself it was worth it, but if I were to wake up this early again for something, it better be to see the Aurora Borealis somewhere in the Nordic mountains. Later in the day, we booked it up Sulphur Mountain to make it in time to take the last gondola ride down at 4:50. Then we soaked in the upper hot springs for about half an hour before we got evacuated due to thunderstorms. We were exhausted and this was perfect. And speaking of weather changes, the next morning we headed back to Lake Louise for a group activity with the bride and groom. It ended up only being us who joined them, which was kind of nice and a more intimate adventure. We did the Agnes Tea House Trail together before branching off and it just being me and Kevin by ourselves. Okay, look at these views. This was by far my favorite hike, called the Plain of Six Glaciers. The views were amazing at the Big Beehive, though another Chinese family we saw told me the Small Beehive was easier to hike up and there were also less obstructions. But Plain of Six Glaciers was more scenic and way more enjoyable in my opinion. The trail abruptly stops and we didn't know where it ended since we didn't get to look it up and just swung it that day. Since the rock pile was pretty steep, we decided to turn around and avoid any accidents while climbing downhill. Later that night, I googled the trail and was relieved that we did arrive at the right destination. This little guy decided to hitch a ride for about a quarter of the way back. And this right here behind me is the view. We hiked about 11 miles this day and spent nearly 10 hours exploring around Lake Louise. Would definitely not recommend winging it to anyone because we didn't bring enough food. We survived on only hotel snacks, wedding favor snacks, a few dried fruit bars I brought, but thankfully we did have enough water. We were so ready to eat a full meal. We ran down the mountain. And that's a wrap for our 4-day trip. I didn't vlog too much during our outdoor adventures because I could honestly barely remember to pull up my phone. And most of the time, I just wanted to be present and enjoy my time outside. We got to the airport with just enough time for another quick breakfast, another quick meal during our Toronto layover before boarding our next flight on the tarmac. Is that terminology right? But Banff is truly one of the most beautiful and serene places I've been to, and I will surely be taking any opportunity to go again in the future. Though this vlog was a bit shorter and I didn't show maybe nearly enough scenery, hopefully you'll still feel the urge to visit this place too. I have some photos on my Instagram page you can look at, and Google is also always a good place to start. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye. I have your shirt. Sorry. I forgot I had your shirt. Sorry. Making him freeze out here. I love you.
Here's me once, and it was like, okay. I'm just standing here. Freezing!
I love you.
Trying to get the perfect selfie shot.
I'm so sorry.